Right, this is part 22, and I'll carry on reading. So if that one's gone, hopefully that comes back. Right. Eventually, a posh looking hotel opened up, so I went and bought a coffee and sat outside. I used the toilet to freshen up a bit, fucking ginger cake, and dumped the shorts that I was using as boxers in the towel bin, wrapped in a plastic bag to contain the smell. After a coffee, the waiter asks for €5. I did not know whether he said 3, 4 or 5, and he was not going to tell me either, the bastard. Smart ass. I made the mistake of paying with 50-cent pieces, and he just held out his hand, smiling, until he had €5. I swear he did it on purpose. It reminded myself to pay with a note next time, or hold up fingers to check the amount. Then I reckon he was blagging it, probably thinking, smart ass, let's see if you can tell the difference between 4 and 5 in Dutch, and I will hold my hand out until you have given me 5. Still, live and learn. Live and learn. I'm going back to Stadskanal before I get too stoned. I'm alright at the moment. 11 AM, Monday, 25th of September. Well, I did manage to force myself into action and make my way back to Stadskanal. I'm writing this beside the road to the southeast of the town. I'm parked by a junction where there are a few ash or rowan trees. I slept at this junction using the tent as a ground sheet, so I could not see to set up properly, and it was a bit misty last night. I don't know what time it is, but I was the last person to leave De Bast, so I reckon it must have been around 4 AM. Riding here in the dark, it was hard to concentrate. The road is perfectly straight, so it just felt like it would never end. The road has recently been sprayed with tar and re-gravelled to a depth of about 2 inches. I'm not kidding, it was lethal. It was like someone's gravel drive, and it's about 2 metre wide, straight road, and in the dark and in the fog it was well dodgy. Even taking it very steady, it was still dodgy. The mist did not help either. I am becoming increasingly concerned that I have not put any oil in the TDM recently, and must make it a priority to buy some. Yesterday I had enough money, but today I have none. Just a few coppers. I suppose I might be able to buy a loaf of bread. I'll have a count up. I have 50 cents in 5-cent pieces and 20 odd in 1s and 2s. And I can't be bothered to count the rest. A loaf of bread anyway. The music in De Bast was good last night, and I was allowed to play a bit on my own with the band. The main man was a saxophonist, and he was fantastic. The guitar player was good, but made it look like really hard work. The bass player was good too, as were a couple of the drummers. There was one young bloke, 18 or 20ish, and he was really good. If I had a band, he could fit in well, I reckon. I do not think anyone really heard my guitar properly again. As usual, they turned down all the high notes. Why can't they just turn everything up and leave it alone? I have come to the conclusion that musicians are a pain in the arse. Borga, 25th of the 9th. The more they think they know, the more they seem to faff about. There were long periods of recorded music playing as they fiddled with one thing or another. I was really fed up. I offered to play, not plugged in, while they faffed about, but they would not let me. When the band had gone, I asked if they could just turn the music down and let me play, but they wouldn't let me. I ran out of draw to and did not have a lot of money so I did not have a lot to drink. I bought a lady a drink who danced like a 16-year-old but was obviously a lot older. As soon as I had bought the drink, I regretted it. 2 drinks cost €6.50 and something equally exorbitant, so after that I was skinned. We did not really talk much, but the woman had real rhythm and she could move. I was very self-conscious about my legs and did not even attempt to dance. Also, I did not want to get too involved as A, I was skinned, and B, my pox was itching like mad, and I would not want to pass it on to anybody. I felt really guilty as well, as a bit of a prat. I had a real feeling she wanted something off me, and so I gave her my scarf and scarf ring as a form of compensation for not being able to buy more drinks or cigarettes. She, Natalie, took the scarf and the ring anyway. Then she said that there was something missing, a stone. I think she was a bit of a gypsy. It suddenly occurred to me I had given her the wrong ring. I do feel a bit naked without it already. I had a feeling that she had a ring that my ring should be next to. I gave it to her and thought of Ray and Aunt June. I do not know why. Maybe they swapped rings a long time ago. Was Ray in hospital suffering from mustard gas and June a nurse? Who knows? I felt a lot better when she had the ring and she seemed quite pleased. I'm still wearing the other ring. I bought with a stone ring. I told Natalie I'll think of her every time I see the ring. When she left, she told me she loved me. I believed her and told her that I loved her too. Then we parted after a long hug. Today is once again a bright sunny day and I'm not rushing off to work as Monday seems to be a half-day closing. The difference here is that they shut in the morning rather than the afternoon. Far better idea. At least everyone has a chance for a lie-in. I have had 2 visits from the local police. The first one came to say hello and check I was okay. A bit later, another copper turned up, but not in a polite car and not wearing his uniform. He still had his cuffs and gun though. He said that I was not allowed to stay, but it was okay for now. He came back, he bought me some coffee. He came back from the police station with a jar of coffee in his car to wake me up. Then he said, "Do you have a cop?" I took the lid off my flask and he gave me some fresh coffee he had brought with him from a glass jug from the police station. Man, you could not dream of that sort of thing happening in the UK. The Dutch police are great so far. I don't want to count my chickens and all that. I was wondering if they could put me up in the cell for a night so I could play guitar for them. Maybe they have a social club I could play at. I'm so comfortable here, I'm not going to make another brew. I'm going to make another brew myself. I have some water left in the flask as well as a couple of half-litre bottles of still water. Stray cat strut. Did I meet one of them in Veendam the other night? Yeah, I did meet some Dutch musicians or something. Aha or something, I don't know. Anyway, New Binnen, 4 p.m. Well, once again, just sitting down and thinking about things seems to have paid off. When I had finished about my 5th cup of coffee, I finally packed up the tent and left my sleeping place and headed off a few kilometres to look for the kind people I had met the other morning. My poor bike is running very rough, and having checked the oil, there's only a trace of it on the end of the dipstick. I'm feeling guilty about that, and will put some car oil in it if I have to. A mixture of any oil is better than no oil in my book. Coming from the Stads Canal direction, I found Masiko and Marguerite's house straight away. I was very to the point and asked if I could put my tent in the garden for a few days. Siko said that Masiko, his name was, Siko she called him, said that Em would be back soon and would make coffee while we wait and see what she has to say about it. I think she wore the trousers. After a chat and an egg sandwich, I offered to do some work to pay for my camping space. They are in the middle of restoring Marge's mother's deceased house, and they are hoping to move in by the end of October. There's still a fair bit of decorating to be done, so I offered to help them with that. If you can piss, you can paint, as they say. I now have a job. They are going to pay me €20 a day, so tomorrow, no need to rush things now, I will start rubbing down all the door frames, skirting boards and windowsills. Not only are they going to pay me, but feed me as well. I do not even have to put up the tent, as there is a small porter cabin that the builders have been using for a tea hut. I can live in that. It's home from home. There is electric in the cabin, but no running water. I've been given an advance, how do I do it, without even having to ask. So far today, I've found 2 stashes of baccy, so there's no rush to earn any more money. Now I have €20 burning a hole in my pocket, and just 2 roll-ups left before I have to take a trip into town to top up with weed and baccy. If all goes to plan, I will save any money I earn here and live off my guitar for baccy and draw. The cabin has the first water cooker, i.e. kettle, I have seen here, so I'm going to put it to good use before I go shopping. I now have another coffee. Right, I've now rolled the last roll up, so I'll definitely go shopping after this coffee. It's 4:30 p.m. and dinner is at 6. I should just have time for a coffee and a quick joint before coming back here. There is a thermometer in the cabin and it is showing 26 degrees tonight. Ik wil right to the girls. 6 p.m. I am back in the hut, having been to Stads Canal to buy oil, baccy and a €5 drawer of NLX. It's 12k from here. I bought some car oil from a petrol station, some baccy, chocolate for a total of €13, drawer and a coffee, and I'm now back down to 80 cents. If I work during the day tomorrow, I will go and play for a bit after working here. I do not want to stop playing every day. Tonight I will have a quiet session in. There are just a couple of songs I need to write. 7 p.m-ish. I've just shared a lovely meal with Masiko and Marguerite, from this moment referred to as M&M, which has left me well fed and contented. I'm sitting outside the cabin at a plastic table drinking coffee. To my right there is a thicket of sycamore saplings. The air is full of the busy chattering of sparrows nesting in them. I rolled this joint in Wizard while I was drinking my coffee. The sparrows have quietened down now. Maybe it was not me they were all shouting about. There are 2 cats living here, One is cream coloured and blind, and the other is a tabby youngster, but not over friendly. I was stroking it earlier, and it was scratching me half-heartedly, trying to bite me. This NLX is top netherweed. I feel better having put some oil in the bike. I would check it again in the morning. The tank might be full, but the sump might be empty. I hope it's not empty, as I spun it up to a ton on the narrow strip of road coming back here. I was going to let the bike breathe a bit. One part of the road has only just been gritted, but I tried not to think about it and just kept it steady. I hope to have time tomorrow to tighten the chain a bit. Marge says her brother is a farmer and might know where I can buy some cheap oil. I've not really done all that many miles since leaving the UK, about 700 or 800. The speedo is up to 100,000 kilometres, so it must have gone over on the way to Assen. It's 8:30 p.m. now. I will have to put off the shower until the morning. I did not sleep much last night, as the music bar did not close till 4 a.m. I'm tired now, well tired in fact. I will have a couple more joints and then bed. M&M have given me an airbed to sleep on. I'm well chuffed. I have just written a letter to the girls. It sounds a bit Rupert the Bear, but never mind. Eve will think it's funny. Molly too. I could do with some king-size Rizzler, but there is no way I'm riding back anywhere tonight. Now my phone is charging, I will be able to watch the video again. I'll record some more tomorrow, so that must be the end of part 22.